Hey, good day. This is Ross Jason Boehm talking about human rights violations and poverty and malpractice. Well, got a headset mic, a little better than the old. Here, I'll reach over and get it. The old Logitech Orbital, which I used for years, as you know. 720p, not that clear. The mic in the front, that's what I used to use. It has some fishbowl sound to it. It distorted now. Don't know what it is. I had two of these because I found one in a recycling bin and picked it up, and the other one was broken. Fell. Uh, Gave that to a guy that was making fun of poverty. He lives in a trailer, actually in a trailer park. Supposedly helped him out with a bike that would have cost him $300 because the bike got stolen and broken and whatnot. Uh, Whatever. I got a new camera, like I said a couple of months ago, an M200 Canon. It cost me a pretty penny, a little 701 for that. I'm working on a mic right now. I will show that later on. Probably a Shure or a Rode Podcaster. They're about 325 to what? Oh, 550, and some type of mixer or phantom power they call it, so it work properly. USB people think don't work that well in a plus better retail value as well. I'm looking for a better sound, that way I can boom it in and out. I don't have to click it up and down and turn it on and off. Stream Deck for changing the different scenes in my stream for gaming and whatnot as well, so I can pop up videos like this. Oop. And guess what? It does work in this scene. We're gonna go with my gaming scene. This is my gaming scene when I'm on Twitch.
We're all born free and equal.
Don't discriminate.
These are your human rights. There are 30 of them. They belong to you. You don't have to buy them, or apply for them, or ask permission to have them. They're just yours. No matter who you are, where you're from, how old you are, or anything else. It's just that simple. Now, some people may try to ignore your rights, or violate them, or pretend they don't exist. But they can't change the fact that they're yours. Human right number 30. No one can take away your human rights. What are human rights? Find out at youthforhumanrights.org.
And I'm affiliated with Secret Labs chairs now. I bought it just before Christmas. I was sitting on the old crappy one that was harming my back and my buttocks, glutes area. It cost me about 525 to 650 after buying it. The best thing I bought in the last 5 to 10 years is this chair that I have to sit on from 7 a.m. in the morning when I wake up till 12 p.m. at night or a.m. You're looking for a chair? Check out Secret Labs. The link down below in descriptions as well. And Secret Labs, up to a 5-year extended warranty. And the last sale they had just ended, and not sure what the next one. I make a small commission from it, and that's it from every sale. For me to make any type of profit to buy a new chair, I'd have to sell about 15 of them, 25 of them, depending on the prices. Oop. This is my other gaming scene, and that's right. I'm Ross Jason Boehm, like I said, and I talk about human rights violations in practice and in poverty. And remember, what would you do with a big bag of money as well if you found it? Save your change like me in the past and save up to buy yourself a PC so you can tell the world about human rights violations and malpractice and in poverty. That's right, malpractice and poverty. Those who are in poverty seem to be bombarded with ignorance every day that they never tried hard enough in life to exist. They bombard them with psychiatry problems, then jack them up on psychiatry drugs that harm them even more, cause obesity, health problems, and health risks. Since 2012, when I was assaulted with Invega SUSTENNA from the Canadian government, my teeth have decayed even more. Can't go bottle picking or find a job because labor boards can't find my monies from working. Forced slavery, that means if I don't have a labor wage after 2 weeks or a month. So figured out $3,000 of labor not paid for. That's slavery. If I couldn't live or find accommodations in the world, that's worse than the definition of serfdom. I don't make up stories. I've tried my hardest. I don't play mind games with people, mislead people, or harm people anyway. The Canadian government, under the law, calls it torture. That's right, psychologically harming human beings. The United Nations calls it Convention of the Prevention of Punishment of the Crime of Genocide. Article 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of that goes up to 19. And as it says in Article 2, in the Prevention of Convention, genocide means any of the following acts committed with intent to destroy in, in whole or in part a nation, an ethnical, racial or religious group, such as killing members of a group or an individual, causing serious bodily harm or mental harm to a member or any group. And it goes on. Deliberating in inflicting of a group conflicted life circumstances, bringing about physical devastation at a whole or in part. Imposing measures intended to prevent births within a group while they sterilize you with psychiatric medication. In poverty, you don't have enough money because you don't want your children to be taken away and put into foster care or any type of care like that. That's right. I'm Ross Jason Boemalai. I talk about human rights violations. I play on Twitch daily. If you'd like to come and check that out, come on Twitch and see as well. Welcome. This is February the 2nd, 2021. I woke up like 20 minutes ago and figured, hey, I'm going to record this and put it up. I haven't done it for a while. The background screen is my computer. I live in the same place, just a different apartment. My first videos were taken down the hall in 221 in 2013. The RCMP kicked down the door. I was almost forced to move on the street. And BC Housing said, no, we'll let you stay here because you can't find a house right now. And they kept bombarding with their ignorance and still do today. They have women's groups uttering threats and too many old people by the demographics. There's not enough people my age or within 4 to 5 years. Everybody's senior citizens live their lives and insult youth with you didn't try hard enough. And a lot of them are orphans around here or disabled in some way or another. Like I said, conventions, I've read that already out loud. I'm a terrible reader. Look at that. You can't see the highlighted areas on the thing. I'll show you my books on when I register for human rights, where it gives me the right to post that video you just watched on human rights as well. I've done this in the past. Okay. I'm looking at my OBS on the side here. I got two screens. Taken years and years and years to obtain this Canadian law book for a police officer's handbook and what a lawyer gets. This is the annual copy, and I do have the student one as well for when they're studying in universities as well. What I said about the Convention on the Prevention of Punishment, that's no difference in the Charter of Rights and Freedoms, relax and punishment, and hate propaganda in the Canadian law called advocacy of oh, well, I have it written somewhere, but hate propaganda it's under. if we go to their webpage, which all links are usually down below in description as well. Unboxing of my chair, like I said, Secret Labs, it'll be in the top corner over here later on, and affiliate links to other videos that go along with it. Recent events in BC housing, like I said, in Mind Games, the talking down. I got a bunch of paperwork from social services, and they wanted me to fill out my form again within 3 minutes because of COVID. The mail system's about a snail order away. It's slower than any turtle. Supposedly, I didn't fill out my form properly, which I did, and in my head, and they sent it back to me saying, "Oh no, you didn't fill it out properly." And when I got it, it was on the 11th of last month, and I had to have it handed in by 4:30. I went to the office, filled out the form, and when they did this, they handed me upside down, and I messed it up, and then had to ride there in the middle of the night and had this one in properly. So it said, "Oh, I have no outstanding warrants, and I'm not in any type of facility." So my check came on regular time. Thank goodness. Last month was 2 days as well. I don't like direct deposit. Guess what? I went to the bank and they have a young kid whose family's from India, and I said, "Oh, nice to see you have a Christian name." He didn't have a name tag the last time. He was a very polite guy, and I said, "There's some real tongue twisters out there." And one of the ladies there said I was being ignorant. I says, "No." I said, "It's very nice to see you have a Christian name. Most names from your country are tongue twisters. My stepdad, Dave Lai, who adopted me, that's why I have a Chinese last name, his real name's Quinfa. If I didn't hear it 60,000 times, it's hard to say because it's not in our vocabulary, it's not in our dictionary, it's not in our name books. Not ignorance. To say, hey, I can't say your name, it's not in our vocabulary. Pronascinator. I couldn't say that after one of my ex-girlfriends like 25 years ago, parents said it to me until I said it 60 times. I had a hard time learning how to spell elephant in hospital and school. Grow the hell up. It seems like these groups are always trying to psychologically harm people who had problem in school learning, like I did from malnutrition because my brain wasn't developing properly as a kid because child abuse. The cops didn't want to look after child abuse, but as an adult they want to assault you. It seems like a real hardship. But BC Housing, like get back to this, said I was being aggressive towards a worker. I went down there with this form, said, "Hey, I need to deal with it and see if my check's going to come in." The lady on the phone couldn't talk to me directly because I needed a third party, which the last time I phoned in didn't have that problem 2-3 months ago. And bam. "Oh, do you have a fax machine?" "No, we don't." "Well, they don't have a fax machine. She can't help me anyways." And she asked me a question. I went to start talking. Then she says, "Don't talk to me like that," and starts talking down to me like I'm a 3-year-old. She's done it 6 times, and guess what? Her husband did it at Christmas time when giving a meal out. Uttered threats at my door to me and down in the lobby, just like Bev Miller and her husband Gail did. Which I have a human rights complaint in the BC Tribunal and the Commission of Canada as well. Tired of all government agencies for 26 years assaulting me and crimes of genocide for mom and dad, ignorance. We've tried our hardest. I don't make $120,000 or $200,000 like mom and dad. And when you look at the ratio, if mom and dad made 120,000 and I only made 17,000, you're saying I'm making big money, living high on the hog at 17,000, and you're making 120,000 as a hypothetical, or 60,000 or 80,000? I don't think so. You're trying to insult your child with mind games, trying to make them think they have more money than they need and they're scraping by in life. If you don't have enough leisure time and enjoyment in life, like human rights says, you're going to get sad and depressed because that's slavery. Sadness is not supposed to be there. That's depression. Just like not having enough money or food and whatnot as well. Look at the dirty 30s. They called that depression, no work. But those are the dilemmas of living in poverty still, since you saw my videos. My original videos from Roscoe P12 that were locked and I can't get back into that are archived in a playlist. You'll see a rage in there from being pepper maced, which I've contacted the RCMP and poison control that they didn't want to listen. A ginger mace. Nobody needs their eyes and face and their scalp burning so bad and have psychological assault from old people who say stupid things all day long to you either. When there's people not your age, you have no love and enjoyment and can't exercise on a regular basis, you're going to get depressed and unhappy. That's all I can tell you. I have no enjoyment. There's no point to live on earth anymore with the ignorance I've gone through. $1 billion probably wouldn't even help it. I don't want to live in Canada anymore. I don't want to talk to my parents anymore. I'm a sponge off taxpayers' money in every letter and every talk I've ever had with them. I've tried my hardest to live in this world. With COVID, it's just one more nail in the coffin to hold me to living in a jail cell in solitude. Single dwelling housing is solitude confinement, and in BC and in Canada, solitude confinement is a crime. Can't afford to have a loved one around with the stipulations on social services as well, and the degradation of life it would cause even more. These are dilemmas that a lot of people in poverty go through. It ain't fun. I'm not rich because I have a camera and a TV and can do this in any way. I do this so people know this is the truth. Criminal Code 714, a video audio statement of a truth of an assault, a human right violation by the Canadian government and every government agency. If they don't want to get me my money from the labor board, the ombudsman said they couldn't do anything. Well, the only other thing is human rights. It's slavery if you don't want to pay somebody a wage. I'm tired of telling you that as well. I'm tired of dealing with parents who say that their kids are just useless when you never even talk to them as a kid either. We've tried our best. I don't need to have a government circle around me like Vancouver Airport with people who are going to assault me with psychological bullshit and other kinds of crimes. I don't think anybody does. Like I said, it's 7:13 a.m. Yeah, just woke up a little while ago and have my coffee still. And I just figured I'm going to spew out a bunch of stuff so you can see it. Oh yeah, my rent went up $40 a couple months ago. I need a cell phone, and that would have been my cell phone bill. But hey, guess what? I have to buy a cell phone outright. The Samsung, I think it's G51 or A51. They want like $500 or 480 plus tax. Rounded it up. So go figure on that one. Because I don't have a credit rating, I don't get the chance to buy $20 a month for a cell phone. They want a $300 retainer for it, but like in hope and hell, I'm going to do that as well. I have a letter beside me and in my wallet at all times, if found dead, to contact the Human Rights Commission with a phone number in it as well, so they know they can come and destroy all my assets that I have in any way, because I'm not a person to give body parts to somebody for some kidney transplant, heart transplant, but with Nvega, my body parts are pretty much useless anyways now. So that's the way the cookie crumbles. There's not much in the world to say anymore, but living in poverty sucks. The assault of Nvega SUSTENNA to the body sucks too. The amounts of obesity, the loss of life, And like I said, if I can't breed in life and have an enjoyment of things, it's a crime. And that's what it says by the United Nations. And in 30 years, I haven't found somebody my age willing. I had a 75-year-old woman throw me bags of candy, try to flirt and hit on me, and other ones in BC housing do it for the last 6 to 7 years. Actually, 10 years over and over again, not including nurses in a psych ward and other people like that. If you're put in a jail or in a psych ward, it's all their actors in there to assault you in another way because the doctors don't want to talk to you in a normal human manner either. The doctor tried to say I was violent to an ex-girlfriend. How was I ever violent to an ex-girlfriend? I never put one in the hospital with bruises and bumps all over them. I might have said the relationship's over, but that's a small little fraction if you've gone out and had another boyfriend, husband, and children as well. Say sorry. We don't want to be there like saying, here's my 2 weeks notice at a job. I don't want to work at your job anymore. That's not assault or abuse to your employee. It might be a benefit because you might find a better employee or a worse employee, I mean. That's the problem. Speech now. I stuttered a little bit because in Vegas SUSTENNA as well. Always tired. Never hit REM sleep. It sucks. It really does. I guess being alone since 1999 has really hit the toll. I really have to say that. This 15 by 26 fit room was a blessing at the starting. Now it's a hinder because I can't handle it. Every day I look for an RV and a new world to move to. I'd like to take a rocket ship off here like I told Human Rights. Play my bluff. I'll jump in it and leave this country. And guess what? A bullet does look like a rocket, doesn't it? I'm not going to eat a bullet, but you get the point. Nobody needs to feel like they have to commit suicide or assisted suicide for the psychological pain of others in the government who wants to be ignorant to people. We try our best in this world. If you don't want to treat us equal protection before and after the law, what the hell you have that in our laws? Why do you have human rights like that? Really, why would you say something like that is a law of protection? Equal protection before and after the law. Would Justin Trudeau or any government prime minister in the past or present or future explain that one to us? Or explain why the laws state torture any government official who assaults somebody in a mind game or a premeditated act will be charged for their actions and they do so over and over again? And can you explain why the Bible says in Timothy, no woman should have a job of authority, but feminists think they can go around and assault people for the history of women abuse? When I live for today, my lifetime, I've never assaulted a woman. I've broken up with women and told them to move on their way for committing adultery, but that's not abuse. A woman kicks you in the balls and you accidentally slap them in a reflex, that's not an assault. That's self-defense. If you deliberately walk up to somebody and punch them, that's an assault. Like my mother goes up and slaps somebody in the face, like myself, for asking, are you ever going to pay back my paper money as a kid? You took my 5 grand out of the bank and my brother's 5 grand and went to a trip to Hong Kong with our dad. And you said you'd pay it back, but you didn't want to. You want to treat me with ignorance? And my little brother, are you going to ever pay back the money you stole from me too? That was my vehicle. I couldn't get back to work because you stole my vehicle money. You said you'd have it back in 3 weeks. Wow, that was 1994. It's 2000 and what? 21. Wow, compound interest. That's $160,000, isn't it almost? Huh. Oh no, that's over for that first one. This over that amount of money, 5,000, and the one in 1994. Wow, that's got to be what, 80,000? Every 7 years doubles in a bank, doesn't it? The grounds of divorce is what? Oh, psychological, physical harm, and financial difficulty. And if you look under family violence, same thing. Hey, well, we're sitting here. It looks a little different because this is why. At any time, I can do this. This is my green screen. I don't always have it up, but it goes across like this. And that's the way we can just have this background here. And like I said, I don't make stuff up. We just go over here, the Canadian Criminal Code, like I said, and bam. Oh, look at this. I don't have the poll on the bottom right now, so take my picture, close it a little bit, and bam. And the lighting, I could use a couple $100 worth of lighting, but I just don't have the money to make the green screen a lot brighter. That way it doesn't get that pixelation over here. You see that shading? That normally doesn't happen if I had better lighting. Acts, got the criminal codes over here, COVID, criminal code book, copyright, divorce act over here. And we go to family law, family justice, and we go over here to family violence, which is domestic dispute, and we look at it: physical abuse, sexual abuse, emotional abuse, financial abuse, and neglect. It's for all ages. All ages mean parent to a kid. And elder abuse is when your child looks after the parent when they're in their 60s or sometime in their lives because they're unable to look after themselves anymore, if the child allows it to be, or if a care worker such as a hospital or an old folks home looks after them. It also says any type of genital manipulation, meaning taking of blood, shrinking of penises, or harming the vagina of a woman, because it's on both sex, equal protection before and after the law, or any type of sterilization, that it would be a crime. It also states a doctor, close family friend, soccer coach, or any type of coach is considered a close family member in family violence as well. Anyone you talk personally to about personal things becomes like a family member. In the Canadian Criminal Code Book, like I said, in hate propaganda, we're going to scroll down to that. There's assaults, hate propaganda, 318. We go advocacy of genocide, same definition as United Nation. Depression from living impoverished and having foreigners or Canadian citizens assault us, even lookalikes of family members in slight ways, is a crime as well. We got sexual offenses, common nuisances, any government or person who wants to try to harm another person, just keep trying to find another way to do it over and over again. And like I said, assaults, uttering threats, projection of anger, or trying to destroy or maim or harm a human being in life, or any type of ignorant mannerism, and torture on the next one. It right here. 269.1. Any government official, peace officer, or any member of the Canadian Forces that want to psychologically harm somebody. It's all in there. Okie That's about it. I just wanted to say hi, a quick brief to come monetize on YouTube, which hasn't happened yet. I didn't pay attention to it, didn't understand it. I need 4,000 hours from all my viewers to watch. I get 4,000, and I need 1,000 subscribers to get monetized. Monetize means they put advertisement on my page, so it rolls through and allows me to make a revenue. The only thing I have is the GoFundMe up here that'll be up here in the cards and at the end and the description below. If you'd like to help me out, in gynecomastia procedure removal, and to find a lawyer who will deal with taking people to court for Invega sustenance side effects. If you look at Invega lawsuits, you can see Andrew Litkin. I'm going to type that in right now. Okay, where is this? Invega sustenance. Okay, doke. There's that. And we'll look at this for a second. I actually phoned these guys on my Gmail, and they said because I'm an old person, they don't want to help us, but it's a violation of human rights, equal protection before and after the law. Goes down to Risperdal. They had a case they won with Risperdal and Invega, the same thing. It's the same chemical compound. One's a pill, one's an injection. All they did is increase the dosage, and injections are made so they know you're taking your medication, not a pill that you take once or twice a day, such as Abilify or Risperdal. So any type of deformation of the human body in any way, like this guy says.
The Ute case was a real-life David versus Goliath case. On one hand, you have the Ute family from a small town in Tennessee, a family that is a normal family, as we all think of normal, but not lawyers, not doctors, not rich bankers, just regular people who had something really bad happen to them. On the other side, you've got Johnson & Johnson pharmaceutical companies, one of the largest companies, not just in the United States, but in the entire world. Johnson & Johnson hurt their child. Johnson & Johnson disfigured their child. And when the Utes learned about how they did it and why they did it, they said it doesn't matter where we have to go or what we have to do, but we won't rest until we have done everything in our power to hold them responsible.
Disfigured, gynecomastia and whatnot as well, as it does for any age as well. I have no appetite anymore. Don't want to be around people. Feel like I should never associate with people, and being stuck in poverty over this for an extra how long? 2012 to 2021. I can't find a job. I'm physically unfit to do so. Have a hard time walking up the stairs and always completely out of breath. I thank you for tuning in. If you did, that's 33 minutes. Sorry if I babbled on. I guess that's because I was a little unprepared, and it's like I said, now 7:28. Time was it before? Ah, who cares? But you get the point. Thank you for tuning in. Much appreciated. Please, you being assaulted in any way by Invega sustenance or live in poverty, speak up. Don't be afraid. Doesn't matter where you're in the world, poverty is poverty. Each region's different. Canada, India, China, Russia, Britain, Scotland, Rome. Look on the other link in the cards or in the ending caps. Or Canadian and world poverty, #2 playlist. The #2 playlist shows references from other places around the world. Not just what my dad would say, you're full of shit, or anybody else. There's countries more poor than you. No. Poorness is only where you are in the region. If we take out all this media, you'd never know I live in poverty. You'd never hear this. Just like I'd never hear your poverty in your country or know anything about yours. This is February the 2nd, 2021. And just before we go, as you see, the bottom corner, you can see the date. I'm going to show you the newspaper. The most recent one I have, like I normally do. And This one is the Comox record. And want to thank you again for coming in. We're out of here for now, and I have to say this is free music off of Spotify as well, all copyrighted. And I really do wish life was better than what it was. I tried my best. This is Spring Rollin' by Harris Heller. The next time. Come check me out on Twitch if you'd like. I just play games. I don't talk about anything else but games there. Links down below.